Hey guys, my name's Braden. This is gonna be my final video submission for my strength and conditioning certification through ISSA, and I'm gonna be going as my own client today. Just pretty much your just typical strength athlete, and what I'm gonna be doing is just a simple upper body push and pull workout, and then I'm gonna hit up on some strongman or GPP exercises, which is physical preparedness exercises, which will be just a keg load and a tire flip. And the reason why I'll be starting out with a horizontal push-pull upper body workout is so you won't create muscle imbalances or weaknesses. So, and you're pretty much killing two birds with one stone from getting your push workout in and your pull workout in as well. So I'm going to go through my bench warm-up. It's really nothing big or extravagant. It's really basic. You just grab a ordinary resistance band, loop it around your hands, just like that. You can sit down, stand up, and all you got to do is pull it to your chest. Band pull apart is as what the name says, pull the band apart. What this will do is pretty much warm up your upper back, rear delts, rhomboids, rotator cuff, small muscles in your shoulders, which will just build them up and get them warmed up for your pressing movement, so you won't cause any impingement or hurt yourself, pretty much. So you can either do 50 to 100 reps of these. I'll just do one set and then just call it good, and then you can jump right into your bench set. Now into the bench press. Everybody oohs and ahs over the bench press, but the bench press is a good upper body strength and mass builder. But actually, there's a few things that people don't know that come into play in the bench press. Is that you can achieve total motor unit recruitment, size principle for motor units, and all or nothing principle, stretch shortening cycle, and your elastic muscle energy. All those come into play pretty much with any lift, but the bench press, it's a good example of that, because for the total motor unit recruitment, which when you're going for either like any heavy press or push or anything, or lifting any heavy object, your motor units are going to either recognize if it's heavyweight or lightweight, which that is the size principle. So if it's a heavyweight, it's gonna call upon bigger and stronger motor units, which in turn will turn on your bigger and stronger muscle fibers in order to lift that weight. And then the all or nothing principle will come in when you try to generate as much force as possible, so every motor unit and muscle fiber is going to turn on as one to generate as much force as possible to gain the strength, or to have the strength to move that heavy weight. And your stretch shortening cycle will be when you have the bar up in the lockout position, or any position you like. You're going to come down the eccentric portion is going to be the stretch, and it's going to be shortened at the bottom, or lengthened, but still. And then your elastic muscle energy is going to be at the bottom whenever it's fully stretched. And my cue and my visualization of this portion of the lift will be like pretty much like stepping on a spring or pushing it down. So whenever you have that spring compressed and you let go of it, what happens? All the energy that's built up and the tension that's built up at the bottom, you let go, it goes up. So that at the bottom, you press it as explosively as possible. All or nothing principle comes into play. Stretch shortening cycle comes into play. You got your elastic muscle energy coming into play. So you got quite a bit of things happening in that one movement. and that will help you gain strength and also build muscle mass. So I'm just going to go through a few sets of my bench press, and I'll walk you through how I set up. I mean, you can set up for bodybuilding or strength, but the setup I will take you through will essentially keep you safer and help you be more stable in your bench press. I normally recommend warming up with an empty bar for a few sets, but we're just going to jump right into it. So for your grip, you want to take a little outside shoulder width grip. So my thumb, it just varies on person to person. Since I got shorter arms, my thumb is going to be where the rough meets the smooth. My thumb's going to be right there on the edge, and all I'm going to do is move my thumbs in, and my grip's already set. I got my feet set. My toes are in the ground a little bit further behind me. That's going to create tension and torque on my quads. And I'm going to visualize shoving my toes through my tips of my boots or my shoes. And this is going to create all the tension and torque in my legs. So you're going to visualize pretty much kicking out like that, but you're not going to actually kick, because you're going to lose your stability in your press and you're going to lose strength, because the bench press is a total body lift. So you're going to get your feet set, and then you're gonna grip the bar with your pinkies and squeeze with your pinkies. Then you're gonna dig your upper back, your traps into the bench, and then squeeze your shoulder blades together as tight as possible. And then you're gonna pull your shoulder blades down. That's gonna engage your lats and create a more stable base to press from. And now we're just gonna keep everything tight. And then you're gonna press off. And like I said, the stretch shortening cycle, be down. And I'm not gonna do full range lockouts. I'm just gonna do half reps and keep constant tension on the muscle. So you're just gonna come press here and here. So you got the stretch shortening cycle and the elastic muscle energy at the bottom. And you're visualizing pressing as explosive as possible, and that's helping you too. That's pretty much a bench press aid. In the short reps, what I was saying, I'm not gonna do a full lockouts, but the benefit behind the short reps and is to keep continuous tension or constant tension. They're both the same on the muscle. In order for a muscle to grow bigger and stronger, you got to put tension and overload on it. So that's the bench press. Now I'm going to run over to some rows. See, now these rows are called seal rows, but I'm not going to do them with the typical barbell. I'm just going to do them with the sandbag that I made off the tailgate of my truck. So all you're going to do, you can either use this as a superset, or you can go finish your bench set and then jump right into your rows. But I recommend doing rows with your bench presses or double presses or anything. You can't have enough rows. So here we go. And with rows, I really don't, I recommend just doing pretty much as many reps as you can, or you can do 4 sets of 10 to 12. That's pretty basic for muscle hypertrophy. But if you really want a strong back and a decently sized back, just row your face off. So you can come here, just pull up, let it set. And whenever I'm doing this, I'm grabbing here. Whenever I'm pulling up, I'm pulling out, almost like a face pull. So I'm getting total upper back recruitment and total here are the upper traps, pretty much the traps in general, and the rear delts. So, and another thing you can do is you can row up and hold for a pause, make it even challenging, and go down and do it again. Let it settle, do it again, let it settle, let it settle, do it again. You can do either straight 100 rep sets with that, or 2 sets of 50, whatever you desire, but you can't do enough rows. Rows. Now we're gonna go into the general physical preparedness exercises, which are pretty much my favorite. They're pretty much just sought after strongman exercises. But the reason behind exercises like these, they carry over to any strength sport and life in general. In life, I mean, our bodies are designed to pick things up off the ground and load them or carry them for some odd distances. I mean, our ancestors always did that, so why not train like it? I mean, that's a good way to be physically prepared for real life situations, so you can see it as real life training. Just, it's not really, it's popular in strongman, and I recommend it. So here we go, just a typical keg load. These I don't recommend doing high rep sets, but if you want to be a maniac, you can. The benefits behind a keg load is pretty much your posterior chain. Everything's working. You got your pretty much your deadlift. So you got your hinge, and you pick the weight. You got to pick the keg up, load it. You got to lap it on your lap, hug it in tight to you, so you're keeping your upper back and back tight and stable. So it's going to build your back and your traps, which is your posterior chain. And then you got to do pretty much triple extension from ankles, knees, and hip to get the keg over your desired object you're lifting from. Here I don't got a high platform, I'm just going off my tailgate. But all that's coming to play just from this one lift. You can do nothing but picking up heavy objects off the floor, either throwing them over your back or loading them. You can just do that for however long you want, and you'll be strong and physically fit as possible. So you can either start with the keg either like this, or you can have it tipped over on its side like this, and you've got 2 handles. Whatever your dominant hand is, you'll have in the handle, and you'll have your hand, this hand, on the bottom. So you have be here. You're trying to keep the weight as close to you as possible. Don't let it drip out in front of you, because if that happens, it's going to pull you forward, and all the pressure will be on your lower back and your back, and that's how back injuries happen. So the more the closer the weight is to you, to your body, the safer and the more efficient you'll be able to pick it up. So here's the technique, the standard technique. You can do this whenever you're picking up and carrying it. You can pick it up, and whenever you're picking something up, take a deep breath in and brace your core. Visualize someone's coming up and punch you in the stomach, so you're going to flex your abs and contract them and squeeze them as possible. So whenever you squeeze your abs to get as tight as possible, you're preventing any back injury. So you're keeping your back in a neutral, you're keeping a neutral spine whenever your core is braced properly. You want to do that whenever you're picking up any heavy object. So you can either take a 1, 2, 3, then breathe, or you can just go straight into your breathing. But I go 1, 2, 3, then breathe. So here it goes. there's that technique, and then you can either keep it on the ground like that. And I'm wearing steel toe boots, so I can roll it onto my feet. And you can pull it up here and do the same thing. And then just load it. This exercise alone will build your strength and overall conditioning. And you can just, like I said, you can do it like every day for a month, and you'll be freakishly strong and well conditioned. And with just the same thing, heavy object, you're recruiting more, your bigger and stronger motor units. So it's calling upon your stronger and bigger muscle fibers as well to move the weight.
You can go there.
Okay. Now to the next exercise. It's another strength and conditioning tool of mine that I use. And again, it's a heavier object, so you're going to be calling upon your bigger and stronger motor units, muscle fibers, in order to pick up or flip the tire. Since it's a heavier one, you can go low volume, high intensity, which meaning heavy weight, fewer sets, or you can do high volume and low intensity, which means higher reps and your lower sets. But I'm just going to demonstrate. I'm going to walk you through how to flip it. With the bigger tire, you kind of want to put your chest on it. You put your hands out wide. Put your hands out wide. Put your chest on it. Kind of keep your feet back a little bit. You don't want to go in close because you're running the risk of pulling or straining your bicep. Which with lighter tires you can get away with it, but bigger tires and thicker tires like this, you kind of want to go with a wider spread. So I'm going to demonstrate one flip. See how it goes. And whenever you get ready to flip, you're pushing into it with your legs. You're not raising up. And on that, whenever you catch it, try to get it as high as possible. Don't let it set. If it sets, try to get under it a little bit more and pop it and catch it. Some tires are really, really heavy to do that, so you just gotta kind of have to muscle your way around it. But I mean, you pretty much just flip it. If you can flip it, that's all you're looking for. So like I said, my name's Braden, and this is my final video submission for my strength and conditioning certification course. Catch you later.